guide us to the end of time.
But who is that?
This is the end of the mystery.
Well, well, if it isn't our old friend.
A ghost story, written and directed by David Lowery, follows a man who dies and returns as a sheet ghost. This man, played by Casey Affleck, haunts his girlfriend, played by Rooney Mara, who eventually moves out as time passes on. But the ghost stays behind, and what we're given is truly a ghost story. And it turns out seeing the world from a ghost perspective is actually pretty interesting. Using the ghost as a metaphor, a ghost story feels like a meditation on the value of sentimentality and the human tendency to assign meaning, juxtaposed by the futility of legacy in the face of death. And it's in this contrast that we get a pretty passive, yet ultimately sympathetic ghost protagonist. Lowery and Affleck choose to play the sheet ghost completely straight, and I think it works. Not only is it a great hook for the film, but as a quick way to physically divide the audience from Affleck underneath it, reaffirming once again his disconnection from the living. And Affleck is under that. Well, apparently. From an actor's perspective, a role like this is risky because you put focus on physical acting rather than emoting and speaking. But Affleck clearly understands this, and what he did under the sheet was slow and melodic, and I think it worked well. And I respect any actor who would perform under a sheet 90% of a movie. Rooney Mara's performance is all emoting, as the dialogue is minimal, and she definitely got a chance to flex those dramatically subtle acting chops, especially when we watch her eat an entire pie in one take. Beautiful. Lowery also chooses to film with a 4:3 aspect ratio, making everything look like a Polaroid and really capturing a sense of nostalgia. Sometimes it's the little things, you know? A ghost story's pacing and lack of dialogue is something to be touched on too. Lowery purposefully holds on scenes for an uncomfortable amount of time with no dialogue, and while it works for the context of the film, it does make for a slow movie. This is not a thriller, but a peek behind the curtain. So there you have it. Like It Comes at Night, this is another A24 production, but this time around I think they really banked on a winner. Sure, it's a bit slow, but it was sad and beautiful, and then it was gone.
But what do we really know of the dead, and who actually cares?